Hello and welcome back to Mr. Caro Plays FM23. Now today we're going to look at, can a player of a certain age actually fulfill his potential in your team? Now if you like this video, give me a like and subscribe. So like I say, today we're going to look at players. We're going to look at what age is a player not going to fulfill that potential, and should we take a risk on that player? Now, this is not a precise science, obviously. You can buy players, and some players will get there if you play them lots, etc. But for me, there is a cut-off age. If we look at this down here, you can see that just in my scouting range, we see a couple of examples there. Is a 21-year-old actually going to meet that potential? Now, obviously, if you played him lots and he scored lots of goals, then yes, maybe the training's great, maybe that could happen. But if we look at it in reality, is he going to hit that potential? He's already 21, which is not an old age in reality, but in football age, if he's already 21 and his stats are not at that high level, is he going to get there? Is he going to get there? Are you going to be able to afford to give him that time to be able to do that? And there's another great example further down this list. I did look a quick, we're not looking at the 18-year-olds. Yeah, they probably will be fine. We're looking at that kind of age group of, they're already in their 20s. Are they going to be able to get there? Like this guy here is a great example. He's 22 and he's 3.5 stars. Are you going to be able to give him the potential? Now, people will argue with me and say, yes, you play him lots of games, he will get there. That is fair and a fair point. However, my point is, you're trying to win the league. You're trying to survive in a relegation battle. Is somebody, of 21 going to get to that level? They could do. It's fair. I would argue no. For me, I want players that are already, if their potential is a 5-star and they're 18, yes, we're going to stand a good chance. But if we look at like a 22-year-old and they're on 2 stars or 2.5 stars, are they going to get there? Are they actually going to get there? Like this guy's a great example down here. He's a 2-star. He's 23 years old. His stats are not great. How are we going to be able to train him up to be able to get that? Now, on the flip side to that, I would give you a bit of advice. If you can pick these players up cheaply and you can loan them out to teams, and you're able to do that, and you're not spending a lot of investment on their wages, then maybe it can work out. Maybe we can do that. Maybe you can buy yourself a little bit of time. Maybe you can sell that player on for more money. But my advice would always be, there is a cut-off point to when you want to look at this potential and think, actually, is he a terrific signing for the future? I would argue 23, he is kind of in the prime of his career, hitting that threshold of, like we're saying, like 27 being a threshold for a footballer, or traditionally the threshold for a footballer. He's not too far off that. He's 4 years away from that, and you're not going to be able to give him first team football all of the time. Not if he's already only 2 stars. Like, that's the reality of that. Like, he's 2 stars, but he could get to really good. Is he a terrific signing? Now, do you want to invest £700 a week at this level? That's a lot of money to invest. I would argue no, we don't want to do that. That's not going to work out. You're not going to have the time to invest in this player unless you can give him. I mean, he's that is another thing to think about, like determination. 18, that's pretty good. So maybe this guy could get there. Maybe he can. But like for a lot of players at 23, if they're not already at that kind of like, I mean, star rating is star rating. Star rating is a guidance. Star rating you can sign a 5-star player, do really well in the season, and then before you know it, they're a 3-star rating player. So star rating is only a guidance, but you have to use your common sense here. Like, he's a central defender, his tackling is only 8. He's 23 years old. If he's playing at the high level, then I would argue he's not going to get there. But then on the flip side to that, with this particular player, like, he's got acceleration, he's got pace, he's got natural fitness, he's got determination. So it is a case-by-case basis that you need to kind of think about. However, I wouldn't invest a great deal of money in players like this player, for example, because I don't think he's going to get there, essentially. And it's easy to do that. You get a scout report through, you see a 20 or 22-year-old, 5 stars, you think, oh yeah, no, let's really throw our time into this player. But then when you look again and you think, actually, I needed that money on another player, and this player didn't work out, it's an easy thing for hindsight to take us, into that viewpoint. However, I really would look and think, what threshold am I willing to invest in? Like, for me, 22 is probably the threshold. Anyone over 22, regardless if their potential, if their current ability isn't already 3 stars, then I'm questioning it. at that point. Is it worth it? But like I say, take a risk on some players and see how it works out. But yeah, the kind of point of this video is really to kind of, give you some food for thought of what age is too old to, take a gamble on a player. Certainly if you haven't got a great deal of money. Obviously, if you have money, then your ability to take a risk is significantly increased. But if you're a team kind of building up, for example, then I would really give it some thought, give it some consideration. What do we want to do? Look at their personality traits. Like I say, this guy is actually a good example of someone who he's driven, he's ready to go. I criticized him at the start, but actually when you delve into his stats, he is somebody who perhaps could get there, but there are lots of players who can't. And I really think that we need to look and really consider, are they capable of getting there? Or is the scout report just giving you, yes, he's got potential, but the reality is that he may not get there, okay? And the scout report won't tell you that. You have to use your common sense. Think, he's already at development age where you'd hope he would be surpassed where he currently is. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe. Hit the notification for more videos. Thank you and goodbye.